Okay, we are on air. Good morning, everyone. My name is Kulik. Welcome to Brush Up. We're going to try to make this a very, very interesting workshop for some of you who are here for the first time. For those of you who have been here a few other times, please bear with me. We will go back to the basics again. Let me. Okay, so what is happening right now is I think all of you. So we have all the welcome address. We are going to get through the process. What you have right now is your blank canvas right now. For those of you who are using carton boxes, you have all this printed stuff on top. It doesn't matter because your paint is opaque. All right, but it still goes through the same process, yeah. And for those joining for the very first time, you only have these few colors here. All right, blue, yellow, red, and white. All right, and we're going to basically start by just explaining the process. Yeah, just give me 1 minute and we are there. All right. I suppose all of you have already seen or get a glimpse of the picture we're going to paint. It's the same picture that you see behind me when I was talking just now. The idea behind doing something like this is to get all of you into the trying out painting for the first time, for the second time. I have a few people in this group who actually been painting with me for long, quite a number of years, 2 years maybe or more. We have some good fun together. The idea is to not get stuck in drawing things that are too detailed because you're going to be painting painting using thick paints. Yeah? So when you do things like that, you don't spend a lot of time drawing. All you need to do is to simplify the your drawing or your painting. So I'm going to start right now. Yeah, I'm going to use this thin brush. Okay. For Pure Light Society, I think your canvas is a little bit smaller, so you can use start off with a small brush, and you use only the middle size. You don't use a big brush at all. All right. Your painting today is going to be just. I'm just going to use blue because that seems to be the closest painting paint to me. Your painting is basically just one left to right line to divide. I mean, this is just to show you where the horizon is. Left to right. Okay, parallel to your canvas, the bottom of your canvas. So exactly left to right. All right. So this one is, as far as I'm concerned, this is almost your drawing. If you want a slightly better or slightly more detailed look, this is your shoreline. This is where the stones are. All right. So it's a little bit like this. So what you have here is you have the sky and you have the sea. So your painting itself is a very simplified version of the background and the foreground. So we're going to do as usual. We're going to start off with the furthest thing away, that is the sky. All right. And for that, we're going to use a slightly bigger brush. And now that you have actually done your drawing, okay, all you need to do is to you need to soak this brush, yeah, otherwise you're going to get hard. All right, and you don't want that to happen. So when it gets hard, then you're going to spoil your brush. You can soak your brush. All right, we're going to move on to the next stage, yeah. Okay, now this painting you have is actually made up of the sky. And as you can see, the sky is actually made up of quite a number of colors and clouds and all that. The object that's furthest away from you right now, we are trying to do from far to near. Okay. Typically, that's what we are doing. Something far, and then we bring it closer. In the process, what you need to do I advise you, since all of you have got a cell phone, yeah, take pictures of your progress as you go along, so that you have an idea of the chronology of events, step by step, every step of the way. Just take a photograph. Then you can run through later on after you finish your painting. All right. So I'm going to use this big brush for the background. For Pure White Society, because your canvas is half the size, you can use this smaller brush. Okay. All right. So I'm going to show you this 4 color you have right here. We're gonna have to mix it, yeah, so that you can get every color that you want. In practice, you can just mix color and you get every color under the sky, under the rainbow, whatever. This is what we're gonna teach you to do right now. First thing we're gonna do, the furthest thing away is actually the blue sky. Like it or not, there's still a bit of blue here. I'm gonna take a bit of blue, mix with white, because that blue is a little bit, this blue is a little bit too strong. The blue area is somewhere in the middle. You don't have to be exact, but it's roughly here in the center. Okay. So you're gonna have clouds here. You're gonna have clouds here. But let's do the color that's furthest away at the moment. And by the way, don't use water except to wash. Okay. I think you can roughly see what I'm doing, right? Yes. Anybody wants to ask me anything? And all under control. For your information, today we have Pure Life Society painting with us. There's something like, I think about 10 children there painting at the same time. They are projecting this onto the big screen, so all those kids in the background can actually paint. Yeah. And for those of you painting from home, if you have a projector, you can project it so that your rest of your family can follow. You know, there's no restriction on that, by the way. You can get your whole family to join in. That'll be very nice and very fun thing. You can set up for your for 4 or 5 or 10 people, depending on how big your projector is. This we do not restrict your participation in that sense. And some of you like I noticed just now, like Rachel had two cameras on. One can be from the laptop. The other one is actually using the cell phone. You can register it as a participant. We'll let you in. All right. So we have blue. Okay, now this is where it gets interesting. Yeah? You have a bit of blue here. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna just mix a little bit of the blue with a little bit of red, so that it's a little bit more, so a bit purplish. Now, if you look here, it's only blue. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to use a brush, yeah? It looks red at the moment, don't worry. I'll just add a bit more blue so that it becomes purplish. And by the way, there's no right or wrong way of doing it. Okay, as long as you do roughly the same thing. It doesn't have to look like exactly like your reference. Okay, I'm just going to play with the colors of it. So these are clouds, so you can actually paint a little bit dark at the moment. It's okay. We're gonna make it look like, wow, dark clouds over the sky. And we can add, if it's too dark, what we do is sometimes we add a bit of white. Okay. Red and white. I haven't used water so far, by the way. So it's just basically mixing colors at the moment. I just added some white so that it's not so strong. But what I'm trying to do is just trying to paint something that looks like clouds without totally covering your blue that you put on earlier. All right, so it's a matter of actually as you go along, your paint can be mixed on the go. We don't mix every color at the moment, just what we need. Let me see. Okay, I got it. Okay, you can also see that this part is going to be a bit more red. So what I'm doing, I'm just going to add more red. There's still a trace of blue left. I'm going to just add a bit more red here. So as long as we keep it above this line, we're still painting the sky. So it's quite dark at the moment, that's okay. And I've always stressed that the painting that you're doing will be quite different from the reference that was sent to you. But that's the whole idea about creative work. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just at the moment now I've actually used I'm going to use red mixed with yellow. So I'm going to treat this as a time when you actually play with the colors. Yeah? When you mix yellow and red, it becomes orange. Yellow and red here. This part is a lot more yellow and red. Yeah. The thing about paintings, landscape and scenery is that there's no definite shape.
Okay.
Yeah, so don't worry if your cloud doesn't look exactly like my cloud, because everyone is going to end up with a different looking cloud anyway. So the idea here is for you to play with the colors. It looks a bit dark at the moment, that's okay. I'm just mixing yellow with red here. This part is blue and red. This part is yellow and red. So your color at the moment can look quite dirty looking, but it's okay. That's what we are doing right now. So we are in a sense blocking out the colors right now. Blocking means the main colors are going to be in. And we're going to add more yellow here. You notice that this area is a little bit brighter, so we add more yellow. So we are mixing color as we go along, by the way. And bottom part of the sky can be a bit darker. Later on, we're going to have a look at what you do. So don't worry about that. There's no pass or fail here today. Today is just to get you hands on so that you get the feel of paint on the canvas or your board or whatever. And you see what you can actually create by just mixing colors. So that you understand that at the end of the day, these three colors plus white, you're going to do everything that we are trying to do today. And just be, I always keep emphasizing, don't worry, you don't want to do exactly as the picture reference. What you're doing is your version of what a sunset should look like. Okay, we are moving towards the left-hand side right now. Okay. So you have dark color, all right. And this side is a little bit lighter color. So what we're gonna do is it's got a little bit of yellow, it's got a little bit of blue, almost greenish. So it's actually like mixed color. So the idea is you just have to paint. It's almost like greenish at the moment. It's okay. And also because the color is a little bit wet, so you can see shiny. So it's a bit messy at the moment. But what is happening is we're trying to make this area a little bit lighter. So we add in a bit of white afterwards. If you have ever watched clouds in the sky, you know that your clouds will keep changing. The shapes are always changing. So when you do, try and maybe make this circular action so that your clouds are a little bit curved. Okay, so we have a little bit of overlapping, and this area we're going to slowly go down to the horizon. And you also notice that this side there's a little bit of maybe a little bit of blue. We can just add this blue. This is blue with white. But by the way, as I said, we are recording this whole sequence. Later on, I'm going to upload to those of you who are participating today. So there's a bit of blue here. Let me move it a bit. Okay, so now you can see the whole canvas. And so the colors are always moving around and seems to be changing, but that's okay. I'm going to add a bit more purple here. Purple is basically blue with a little bit of red. So this is a little bit different from painting a wall, for instance. Painting a wall, you want the whole wall to have the same color, but this is we are painting clouds, so that's what we are trying to do. We are trying to make clouds that look that has many different colors. It will be very interesting afterwards to have a look at what we have done. Okay, so now we are almost on the horizon. Look. I also say sometimes when you're on this kind of I call this a journey, yeah. I'm just taking you on the tour of a fantastic vista of the sky. Okay, it's slowly merging into the sea. Okay, at the moment we're just concentrating on the sky, so we're almost down to the horizon. That's very fast. Okay, I'm going to just add a little bit more blue here. So this particular stroke, you can just basically drag your paint across. So you're gonna have yellowish clouds turning into reddish, and there's a bit of white here. I don't want white, so I'm just gonna just paint out a bit. Oh, by the way, I also wanted to point out to you that when you are actually painting, when you don't use a lot of paint, yeah, the colors can be blended a lot easier because when you put a lot of paint, it covers everything. I'm just going to show you what happens here. Now we already got this part. Okay, let me just show you what happens when because it's a bit orangey here, this part. I'm going to add a bit of yellow. Okay, mixed with a little bit of red so that I can bring out this, the sun is somewhere here. I'm going to make it a little bit brighter by adding yellow. Okay.
Time now is 10:30 a.m. Take a photo of your work.
You heard that? That is my sound wave app reminding you to take a photograph of your work. Very sophisticated app, actually. Okay, I'm just wanted to demonstrate to you what's happening here in the area where the sun is. The sun is somewhere here. I'm using yellow to lighten this area. And you also realize that once the paint dries, yeah, you can paint over it. So you have clouds, you have sky. Okay, we're gonna give it depth upwards, yeah. Just let it dry a bit. I'm gonna just throw in a few dashes of yellow. So there's a lot of overlapping colors if you realize. Okay, the thing about yellow is because yellow is a lighter color, when you paint yellow on top of a darker background, it takes you probably about 2 or 3 rounds, yeah, before the yellow will actually set. Because I'm gonna let this dry a bit, okay. In a short while, it's gonna fade into the background. But what it does is it changes the tone a little bit to a little bit more yellow. But that's a good thing because you need that color to match, to mix a bit, let it blend in. So now we have clouds. I'm also using the edge of the brush to throw in some highlights. Like everything else, there's also light and shadow in the cloud. All right, so we got this. Looks a bit messy at the moment, that's okay. We're gonna have fun with the colors. So what I'm doing is, what I've done so far is actually I painted a background, generally a little bit darker here, and after it settles and it dries a bit, I'm gonna add more color on top, but I have to let it dry for a bit, yeah. And we are at the horizon area. We're gonna try and make it lighter by adding more yellow. It's okay to have different color mixed up here at the moment. I hope you all have taken a picture of this. Let me tilt the painting a bit. Yeah. So we got something like this: cloud and sky. This is going to be an amazing setting sun. Yeah. All right. We are going to get into the details a little bit later, but for now, yeah. For now, we're going to leave it, let it dry a bit while we actually take you down to the sea. All right. So the journey has been quite fast. It's got a few potholes here and there, but I think we are fine. Any of you lost on the way? Don't be shy, huh? You can ask, but like I say, I think we're gonna treat this as a expedition into the onto the shore of this beautiful area. You notice that the yellow is fading off a bit, but basically what you have here is actually two sets of clouds coming in together. The background sky is still there. Later on, I'm going to show you how to add lighter colors over this. Yeah, because so far what you've done is you actually use very thick paint. I'm going to add a bit more yellow to here because, like I said, you will fade off for a while. We have to keep repeating the process until it takes on. So we are trying to make what is happening is here. Let me explain here. This is where the sun is, and the colors are actually spreading out. So the brightest area is going to be here. Okay, so because it's the brightest, it's going to cast a lot of she's going to make all this environment here a bit brighter. All right. So now we are on the horizon. We're here. Okay. So what we have done in a very short time, this is about 30, 40 minutes. We basically built the sky. Okay. We have put in some clouds. We haven't put in details yet, but basically what you have is a rough shape of the cloud. Clouds, as I keep mentioning, the clouds can be very different for everybody. Yeah. So it doesn't have to be exactly alike. But what you're doing is you're painting the sky from back to front. Okay, now that we have actually reached the horizon, this is the horizon. All right. Now I want to just make this area a little bit darker, which I can do now or I can do later. Let me see. All right. I wanted to explain something else to you because this is water. This area is water. So it's going to reflect, yeah. Whatever you see up here, it's going to reflect like a mirror. But because it is, water is not exactly a mirror. What is happening is there are waves. The waves are going to be breaking up your lights and all that. But basically, what we're trying to do is just to do something that shows some reflection. And of course, because this is where the brightest area is, this will be the brightest. All right. So we're going to do, we're going to let the top part dry, and we're coming down to the water area. All right. In the water, this whole area is going to be a lot brighter. All right. So what we're going to do, there's a lot yellow, but we're going to start off with maybe a little bit orangey. It's going to be lighter shade, but okay, this area. And this is a time when you actually use your brush left to right, yeah? Left to right. We're going to build up a base color, which is actually orangey. We're going to add yellow later. Now we already have a lot of yellow, but it's more orange than yellow. I will explain why in a minute, yeah? You can paint right over this. These are the rocks, but we're going to add rocks later. So what we're trying to do, the dark areas are here, okay? I'm going to just make it darker by adding red. Red and blue is a very good way of making your colors dark. All right, we're going to do dark colors here. You can see immediately. See? It looks dark. I'm just leaving out the horizon. There's a little line there, okay? So again, you can be using the same strokes, left to right. A bit darker on the right-hand side. So generally speaking, this whole area will be a bit darker. I'm going to use red and blue to make dark colors. You notice that I have not used any black at the moment. In fact, we discourage the use of black. Okay, this is where I start to make the dark foreground. most of it is left to right, yeah. So you can actually see what's happening here. So the colors can vary a bit, but it's basically darker color on the right and in the foreground. And the yellow is still there. We overlapping some of it. So when you look at it from this process, it's not so difficult to paint. So overall, you have something that looks like this. You have your horizon. So your main thing, your main feature is still the horizon. And we're going to do a bit of a purplish looking water reflection here. Purplish looking is basically something you achieve by putting in what do you call this color? This is blue plus a little bit of red. So it's purple, but this is a bit too strong. So what we're going to do is just going to add some white. So it's purple and red, blue and red. So I'm going to start painting this pinkish thing here, a bit dark at the moment. Maybe I'll just add a bit more white. Okay, the purplish color is here. Pink and purple. So the strokes of your brush can be, you look at the wave effect. I'm trying to do, it's going to be like a zigzag kind of thing. So there'll be a bit of overlapping here. So it can be like a zigzag, yeah? It's water. I'm avoiding the rocks here at the moment. So we are just basically painting colors. In painting jargon, basically what we are doing is we are painting in the broad strokes at the moment, so that you're going to have your main colors are already in. Okay. So we have actually managed to do it quite quickly. And maybe it's time, if you like, yeah, you can actually take some photograph. Progress. So we have actually come down from the sky to the horizon. Now we are coming to the foreground. Okay, you will also notice that the colors are never even. Yeah, there will be patches of different colors. Okay, this is, like I said, we are not painting a wall, so your brush strokes can be. There's a lot of zigzag here. So, okay, we have done the pinkish color. We're going to make it a bit more pinkish in the wash. So the way to do that is basically just add a bit more red. Red with some white, so it becomes pink. So this only we are getting some pink color. So it's left to right. So when you're doing the wave and the water, you also, I want to point out to you, there's a lot of this left and right, left to right kind of stroke, so that it looks like Z. Z is actually a Z movement. It's not very clear on the camera at the moment, but basically that's what I'm doing. I'm just going to lighten it a bit further. Red with white becomes pink, almost anyway. So you're going to get a lot of this pink. So today, what we have done so far is you actually lay down the darker colors. Then we're going to brighten up as we go along. Okay. So now I'm going to take you to your, these are actually rocks in the foreground. All right, the rocks, we're going to do it with blue and red so that it becomes purple. So sometimes when you mix it this way, it becomes dark enough, yeah. So sometimes people think it's black, but actually it's not black. It's just a mixture of blue. Don't put white at the moment. So we are just going to make dark colors. So these are your foreground. I think I'm run out of blue already. Hang on. Give me a minute. So sometimes we don't try to analyze it too much. We are just going along with the flow, and you'll be amazed at the kind of work that you produce in a situation like this. Okay, I'm going to make it darker. There's a bit more blue here, but that's okay. But here I'm going to use I'm going to use strokes like this. Yeah, I'm going to use like this flat brush, left to right. Not left to right. No, I'm just going to just dab a bit. Okay, so we're going to have colors. So all these colors that you're looking at the moment is quite dark. Okay, but that's okay. We are just laying down, as I said, the broad strokes. I'm going to make this part a little bit darker. Darker here. Okay. Okay. Anybody asking questions? No? All right. For Nicole has got, I think, a wider canvas, so she can actually stretch out the sunset a bit. The rest of us has got 16 by 20, which is a little bit like what we see here. Okay, so in effect, we have almost completed the broad strokes. So now the next step is to let it dry a bit. And this area, I'm catching a little bit of the blue reflection here from the sky. All right, so we're just gonna add a little bit of blue, but we gotta mix it with a bit of white, because this whole area is reddish and yellow. So when you put a bit of blue, at the moment a bit dark, but it's okay. Okay, we got something bluish. Anybody got questions? I'm going to rest this fat brush for the time being. Yeah? Okay, I'm going to switch to the smaller brush. For smaller brush is this one. Okay, this is where the detailing comes in. I'm going to give you maybe about 5 minutes to settle all the painting on the background and the foreground. Afterwards, we're going to go in bit by bit, yeah, just to brighten up. Okay, 5 minutes. If you like, yeah, you can actually give 5 minutes. After this, we're going to just show me what you've done, so that we know we are on the same track. So we have a spectacular sunset. You know, it's quite a fantastic experience if you actually come to a point where you bring all your paint and your canvas and you go actually sit down, yeah, at the seaside, and you start painting. But you just have to remember that when you're at the seaside, lots of people do that, yeah, they bring their equipment onto the site and paint. But the problem is when you do that, sunset like this, yeah, at this time, yeah, the sun actually sets up very, very fast. It goes down very fast. So you only have probably about 1 hour max, 1.5 hours. So the light changes. But today you have the advantage of actually having something that's static, so it stays on for you. All right. Is everybody finished with the broad strokes? Let me check. Okay. So the only thing to do after this is we're going to go in and make the contrast a lot higher because the basic colors are already there. The dark areas are here. Okay, the sky, the horizon, and the sea. So after this, we're going to just add in more colors. All right. How are you doing, Dr. Samia? You want to show me what you've done? Quick one. We
really like it.
Never mind. See what's happening. See what's happening.
I don't know. Somehow.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look.
Okay.
Don't be shy lah. Don't be shy lah. It's okay.
Okay, coming. Yeah.
Yeah, it is just basically progress.
It's progress, but I don't
Okay. Okay. Because you haven't got your what call that, your highlights in yet, and also the thing that I wanted you to check, your horizon. Your horizon is a bit bengkang bengkok. The middle line, the middle line here. Yeah. Because what you have there, your horizon, it should be straight left to right. Because what you have here is curving up, yeah. It's curving up. Yeah, that's okay. That's the only thing.
Okay, all right.
You're getting it right. The only thing is, like I said, correct, that bengkang bengkok. There's only very few of you here today, so we can afford to just check. Okay, let me see. Xiaoping, you want to show me what you do? So that we can make some comments before we move on. Okay, quite okay. Move back a bit. You are too close to the camera. Okay. Okay. So your horizon is just nice, left to right. Okay, you're pretty close. So now the next step is we are going to add in the detail. All right, Xiaoping, Mama, Fazila, wait, Fazila, come, let's have a pic. Fazila, don't laugh, boy.
Then how do I improve on the horizon to make it straight?
You are doing very good here, Fazila. I love this. This is very nice. Okay, let me. Okay, I think you're well on your way. Very good. Dr. Samia, what were you saying about your horizon? Your horizon, I told you just now, is because you from left to right, yeah. Your horizon.
Yeah, how do I make it straight?
If you like, use a ruler or whatever. If it helps you.
Yeah,
at the moment, it's curved. It's curved.
What do I? What color? I just add in the dark color to straighten it.
You can use a dark color. Left to right is I think it is going to help you. Use a pencil to draw left to right the bow. Because your horizon is curving up on the right.
All right.
Yeah, because it's not straight line. It's a curve.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah. Okay. So you use a ruler if you need to. That's what we need to do sometimes. Yeah. Nah, who else hiding? Yeah. Rachel Tan, you on the show? Rachel Tan hiding, yeah? Or Nico? Nobody want to show me. Hansham, how are you doing? Okay, nobody want to talk right now. Stacy also hiding. Okay, never mind. We're gonna move on to the next one. All right. Let me see. Where is my canvas? How come I cannot see my canvas anymore? Oh, this one. Okay, put it more. All right. Okay. So the I repeat, yeah. The most important thing right now to make sure is because you are talking about horizon. Horizon is always a straight line in the distance because it's far away. It's very, very far away. That's where the sky meets the sea. So like I said, if you need, take a ruler, draw a line right across. That will help you. Okay. So we have, in fact, I think Fazila made very good progress. She's very fast. The rest of us, we need to just get the highlights done. All right, let me see now. Oh, I have not seen anything from Pure Life Society. Hang on. Where is Pure Life Society?
Yeah. So
Yeah, come. Just show me your work a bit. Okay, put it up. Say this one is good. Okay, very good. All right, you are there. Okay, we are getting, okay, pretty close. Okay, the rest of you don't be shy lah. Just show it up. Okay, you have different sunsets seen today. All right. Okay. For those of you who are doing your clouds a little bit too. This one is okay. That one at the back holding it up, yeah. Your cloud is a little bit too vertical. Your cloud, yeah, at the back, yeah. Yeah. I just want to correct a little bit if you can, yeah. Hang on, just let me just show you.
this okay.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to highlight this to you, yeah. When you're doing things like this, your clouds, yeah. Your clouds, try not to make it too straight up. Your clouds cannot be too straight up, yeah. Okay. Because otherwise then it looks like a wall. You understand? The clouds are not like this. Your clouds are a bit curvy. Yeah. Try not to make it look like a solid wall going straight up. That's what I noticed, yeah. Okay. Because in nature, straight lines, the only straight line you're gonna have is the horizon. The rest of it will have a lot of curve, a lot of wave, and all that. So your clouds can be a bit curvy like this, not straight up like this. Yeah, your clouds. All right. Okay. So we are gonna move on to the next stage. Yeah. But I hope you're having fun here. The idea is to loosen up, enjoy yourself a little bit, and play with colors. That's what you're doing today. You're going to play with colors. All right, where's my palette now? Okay. All right. So some of the colors are not exactly dry yet, okay? But we're going to try and slowly highlight it a bit. Some of you, I notice, have not finished. Hang on, I have to switch off the spotlight first. Hang on, spotlight video. Okay, this is your instructional video. So, like I say, when you're doing cloud, try not to do it straight up like this. All right, you have to actually make sure that it's a little bit curvy. All right, and then I know some of you had yet to finish this part. That is okay. So what we're gonna do next? Yeah, we're gonna start highlighting. For instance, we're gonna brighten up areas that need to be brightened. Of course, this is the most important area. We're gonna have to brighten this area. Okay. All right. I'm gonna use this small brush. For Pure Life Society, you can use the smallest brush right now because your canvas is smaller. All right. So what we're gonna be doing is let's make the water a little bit more shimmering. So you can literally use yellow here because you have already put down the base color. I'm gonna just
Time now is 11 a.m. Time to take a picture.
11 a.m. Thank you, Soundwave. Okay, you can see that this is getting brighter. So we're going to progressively add more highlights to here. And this is the part when you actually just put yellow, because these are reflections, so it's good to actually paint them like waves. They are actually waves like this. So when you start painting in light color on top of the background, which was a little bit darker just now, immediately it changes the look and feel of things. So basically, just left to right. If you can make it zigzag, by all means. So this color is yellow, and we have to keep applying until it settles everything. Okay, so these are the lighter colors coming up. Okay, so the yellow part is done. So I'm going to make even the red area a little bit brighter by adding red with a bit of yellow so that it's lighter. So we're going to make these areas brighter. This is not yellow, this is just orangey. So we are basically bringing up the clouds, making it a little bit more catching the light. So this area is a bit brighter. It's a bit, because the paint is wet, so it's catching a bit of light there. See? It's brighter here, and we're gonna make it brighter. So this is actually being painted on the darker background. Okay. For those of you who wants to try something more challenging, next week we are going to paint a scene from Paris. We're going to paint the Eiffel Tower. I'm going to show you what it looks like afterwards. It's going to be fun. That one takes a little bit more, slightly more skill, but still going through the same process. That picture we are planning to do next week is going to be a lot more colorful. Okay, but let's finish this one first. Slowly coming along. Okay. Okay, now over here we already have your base color. So I'm going to do a little bit of maybe darker color for the dark clouds. Okay, we have here some dark clouds. It happens, yeah. So some shadows. And by the way, clouds can be done just by dabbing. So these are actually dark clouds, yeah. Okay, dark colors. So we are actually painting layer on layer. So take a look at this. We have some dark clouds here. And the approach is just to use your brush and dab on the canvas, on the board or whatever. So you can, it will give you a little bit more depth. So the idea is to have darker colors, brighter colors. All right. Okay. Since we have some dark colors in the brush, I'm going to do the land that's on the horizon. The land on the horizon, we're going to mix simple red and blue. I know it's just purple, yeah, but it's going to look a lot darker without having to use black. All right, I'm going to paint this dark color. In fact, I think I need more blue. Hang on, just give me a minute. I need a little bit more blue. Okay, I got blue. All right, I got blue. All right, here goes. Beep, 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 beep. Okay, so these dark colors can be bluish purple. Okay, this is going to be my land on the horizon. So you can see immediately it's actually quite dark. So I'm trying to keep this bottom part as straight as possible because that is the horizon. And of course, we'll try and taper it off a bit. Right. There's also another chunk of land here. So these are the distant land. So the process is right now we are actually giving it more depth by making things a little bit darker. Let me see what happens when I put more black. Not black. I avoid the use of black at this point. I'm gonna make this part a little bit darker. Okay, it's already quite dark. All right. So this is actually your foreground land. So we use a bit of purple, a lot of blue, so that it looks quite dark here. So now this is basically detailing. Okay. All right. So we basically got the dark colors already done. So now we're going to move in with lighter colors now. Actually, the perception of dark color is simply because of contrast. So if I have a very bright color here, this one is going to look a lot darker. At the moment, we don't have very bright color yet. So it's going to take, the next step is we're going to make things a little bit brighter for areas like this. I'm going to lighten this up so that this one becomes a bit darker. It's all a matter of contrast. Okay, because I'm going for a lighter color now after using the dark color. I'm just washing my brush at the moment so that you don't get the dark color meddling with the light color. So I just wash my brush, and it doesn't have to be 100% clean, but this what we are trying to do is just to lighten. We're going to lighten the water a bit. All right, here we go. I'm going to let this area settle a bit. When it dries, we're going to go over one more time. All right, the lighter color is actually here. Yeah, this is dark. The horizon, the hills are dark, but the water itself is going to be a little bit lighter. Yeah. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to add a little bit more white to the equation. Just a little bit of red. Watch this, yeah. Mix a little bit of white, you get lighter color. So we're going to just make this a little bit lighter. Okay, there you go. Again, I think we need to go a few rounds, yeah. So basically, like, okay, we're going to get colors lighter. So you can see this this pinky area becoming brighter. So now you're gonna get, you probably have to add a few more, but for the time being, we're gonna make do with this first. And you notice that I don't cover everything, yeah. I'm just adding maybe some horizontal lines so that the old colors are still there. But we're just making it brighter by adding a few more lines. And when your paint is a little bit dry, you can actually just soften the effect. When you don't use a lot of paint, you can actually blend in the color. All right, brightening up quite a fair bit. Okay, now we're gonna make this blue a little bit brighter. Let's smooth the canvas a bit. All right, blue, brighter blue. Probably a bit too bright. Let's see what happens. Okay. This is adding a bit of blue to the white. So you're getting that. I'm gonna make this part brighter still. Yeah, just be patient. We are getting there. Oh, I think I want to get the yellow a bit brighter. So your sunset is taking shape. So we're gonna add more yellow. I'm out of yellow again. All right. So we have actually been doing this yellow thing for a while. Now the time is to add a little bit of white to the yellow so that the yellow stands out even more. Okay. Not too much white at the moment. So we're gonna make this yellow come out more. Slowly we're adding more white. Okay. The yellow is not dry yet. So basically it's like, okay, I got this thing coming up. Okay, progressively it's coming along. Now we're going to make more pinkish. We're going to lighten the pink. So you notice there's a lot of to and fro. All right. Okay, we have done the yellow. Let it settle a bit. Now let's look at the pink again. Pink is basically red and white. So we are going to lighten this even more. Right. Are you all enjoying yourself so far? Or are you lost? It's easy to be lost in this kind of painting. Yeah. So the brightest area is still this area. All right. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit of blue. For the horizon, I can just make it lighter with a little bit more blue. So you can see the clouds are taking shape. The sun is coming along. So I think we can actually blend a bit here. So at this point, what we are doing is we are just basically enhancing the colors and maybe smoothing out a bit. After this, we're going to go into a little bit more definition of the clouds. Okay, okay, this yellow is still not dry, so I'm not going to touch it for the time being. Let's play a bit of this. All right, I'm going to use right now. There's a bit of red that I can use. I'm using red right now for this area. Okay. This one is just to help me break up the colors a bit. So there's a lot of irregularities here. It's okay. We just wanted more colors. I'm going to add more red here. Let me move this in a bit. So there's a lot of to and fro when you're doing this kind of thing. As you go along, you might want to add a bit of colors here and there. So there's a lot of colors in play here right now. But because you just real, I just want to point out to you, we started off with a quite a dark kind of background. So now we are actually just highlighting and bringing out, making it more defined. And because this is a landscape kind of thing, so it's quite flexible. Okay, we're gonna just break up the water. This is the part where the water meets the land, and you have a lot of rocks here. So you have the so we're letting it dry. Okay, I'm just waiting for this to dry a bit so I can go in with the highlights for the sun. You notice I keep repeating that. I'm waiting for the highlight to put on the sun. But we keep doing it, yeah. But it takes quite a few rounds. Okay, I'm adding textures, yeah, to the color in the foreground. I'm just using red to maybe lighten certain areas. Yeah. So you can see the contrast. The moment I put red, your purple becomes a little bit more darker. So we have a lot of textures here. So the important thing is to be able to upload. Yeah, the main highlight is going to be here, and we are getting there. All right, now I'm going to use the smallest brush here. That brush that I used just now, I'm soaking, so I don't get it dry on me. All right, this is where I can start going in with a little bit more detailing, and that is done by getting a small brush. Pure Light Society, I think unless you have a very small brush, this one may be a little bit challenging. This part, yeah, we're just trying to get more detail in. You see what I'm doing right now, I'm just using a darker color just to give a bit more body to the rocks. So there's always this constant balancing between the dark and light and shadow. Okay, I'm just breaking up this reflection a bit so that you can see more depth. So now I'm actually using the dark colors to have the land overlap the water. So these are actually rocks, yeah, by the way. All right, it's coming along good. No. So our dark colors at the moment is being made by using blue and red. So you notice sometimes I rotate the brush when I paint. I'm just changing the land a bit. All right. All right. Okay. So now I'm also trying to make some parts of the clouds a bit darker. And this is what I'm doing to achieve that. I move the canvas down. All right. This at the moment we are doing without black. I'm using a bit of blue and red. So what I'll do later on, I'm going to upload this video. So for all of you who want to watch it again, you can actually click on the video. It's a private video, so it's not available to everybody. But for those who are in this class, we're going to send you a link anyway. Okay, I'm making the dark areas for the clouds. And the thing is, I'm using at this point a brush where the paint is a little bit dry. So when the paint is a little bit dry, I can actually do things like this. Yeah, I can soften up. See, I'm just making the dark areas a little bit darker so that you get some definition in your clouds. So your experience today for those who are doing for the very first time, I think what you have actually experienced today is the process of mixing color, and we are defining forms, we are making shapes just by the use of different color, and like I say, using these four basic color, you have actually achieved something like this is a lot of color in this, yeah. And of course, like everything else, all this comes from maybe practice. How good or how bad your painting is at the end of the day, it actually comes from a lot of practice, that's all. So in the course of learning things like this, yeah, it doesn't matter whether you're 50 years old, 70 years old, or 5 years old. I think all of us are a little bit like children in the process of learning. So you have to actually sometimes put aside your adult uh, perceptions of things. Yeah. So one of the worst perception that you can have is that you feel, oh, my painting is so childish. Yeah. But you see, exactly that's the whole point. You see, sometimes some adults actually paint very childish paintings. They are very nice, you know. So we don't use adult way of looking at things. We try and use the child's way of looking at painting, and most of the time kids just want to play, and it's okay. I mean, it doesn't have to look like a perfect painting. So sometimes it's just in the course of playing with their colors and all that, they come up with something that's quite amazing, because you never know what you're going to end up with, yeah, when you're playing with colors, which is the thing I'm trying to actually show here. You know, it's not perfect, but I think it's pretty good. I'm just going to lighten up this clouds a bit. Maybe it catches some shadows, some highlight. So we're actually playing with lights, we're playing with colors, we're playing with shapes and all that. So because you're painting shapes that are natural, there's only very few items to look for. One of which is uh, you don't paint too many straight lines except for the horizon. I'm adding highlights to the clouds here because the sun is here. So it's going to catch a few highlights on you. The highlight will be on the right-hand side of the cloud. So this is just to show you how the highlights can be enhanced. Okay, I think this part is sufficiently dry. I'm going to go in with white again, white mixed with yellow. I'm not going to use white straight. I'm going to use white mixed with yellow, so that your yellow comes out better. Okay, now you can see when I add white to the yellow, it becomes a little bit lighter. Slowly, we don't use white except for the very bright spot in the middle. So all this is actually not white. It looks a bit bright at the moment because it's wet. I'm going to add more yellow here. All right. It looks brighter here than it really is because of the reflection of the wet paint. Right. So I'm going to make they call this a hot spot. Huh? Hot spot is where the brightest light is. One, it's coming along. There will be a few hot spots here, basically because it's going to catch the light here. Important part is this hot spot should line up. This is the only time when it follows a straight line down. So the amount of detail you can put into this painting, it all depends on the time that you're willing to spend. Yeah, but for the purpose of this exercise, most people are actually quite happy to be able to come up with something like this in a very short 2 hours or less. Yeah, so okay, I'm just putting little highlights. I think that was the I think that was my sound wave trying to tell me 11:30. Yes.
Time now is 11:30 a.m.
Can hardly hear you, sound wave.
Take a progress.
I think something wrong with the sound system a bit, but it's okay. It's 11:30 now, so we are somewhere here. Okay, I'm just gonna add. I'm using a very dry brush at the moment, so I'm gonna throw in some element of yellow on the water. Okay. Now I'm gonna add. This is the time when I add white, yeah. Because I already put in so much yellow. Okay, I'm gonna put white in the center. No, look at that. There is a spot. So this one will be directly below here. Okay, that gives you a very nice reflected highlight. You know, for those of you who are actually looking at your painting right now, you're looking at it very close up, so it looks very, very rough, yeah. I think you try and just take a picture of what you've done, put it into your Instagram, put it into your phone. It's going to look very good. Try that. Okay, I think I'm done with the yellow highlights. Right. So now I'm going to try and pick up some highlights along the shorelines, and I'm going to enhance some shadows. So you have here cloud, dark clouds. You have a bright spot here for the sun coming down. I'm going to just add more colors here. Okay, I think I want to mix a bit of red with the yellow, so it's a bit orangey, so that I can brighten up this area a bit. Okay. I'm just avoiding the hill. I'm making the hill come out a bit more. So in effect, I'm just lighting up the lightening the horizon a bit. And because some of the early yellow paint is still wet, I can blend in with the orangey color here. So we are also making use of the property of the paint, yeah, to help us achieve what we want, which is sometimes to blend, sometimes the color. But this is actually a very spectacular scene. And I can tell you every time I paint this, yeah, the whole thing will come out totally different. But that's the essence of painting, that's the essence of art, because number one, you are not a camera. You are not expected to produce something like exactly like a camera. So, and you're not a printing machine, you are an artist. So every time you paint, you are actually putting in your judgment, the way you see things into your painting. So you can dismiss those judgments that tell you you're wrong because you did not copy exactly. We're not here to copy. We're here to create. So don't be shy. It doesn't have to be exactly like what you see in your reference at the end of the day. It can be very, very different. Some people actually change the color quite a fair bit. But that's only after you actually learn the ropes a bit and you are more free to explore. I'm just going to throw in a bit more colors here. Okay. Okay, I'm just trying to lighten this horizon area a little bit by adding some white because that's the closest to the sunset. Let's see. Lighter area. Okay, there you go. You see, in the course of producing artwork like this, sometimes it's quite common for artists, yeah, to go back and forth and add things as it goes along. So the colors can be really, really nice. You can add a lot of colors. I'm just adding highlights. I'm just brightening up this area a bit. All right, see? Wow. So this is almost there, no? The only thing that you want, if you want to add on things, is like later on, you can add a small boat here. You can add some people here if you like, you know. But that one, you have to spend quite a fair bit of time. So today we have actually achieved our objective is to be able to paint something like this. So for Fazila and Nicole and Rachel, if you like, yeah, you can actually share your experience on either Facebook or I think you're in the brush up group. Yeah, you can actually also share your experience there. Yeah, the people in brush up group is actually very used to painting on uh, in my studio. So they miss the studio, but at the same time, they're very scared to come because of COVID. So because of situations like that, that's why I think the online process is actually quite viable. And for those of you who don't want to travel too far, You can paint from your home like right now. We had people last week from Singapore, last few weeks from Australia, from Hong Kong. We have people from, can you believe that? We have people from LA joining us. So it's a very global thing right now. So I don't know how the loosening of the lockdown is going to affect everybody. I talked to a few of my friends. They're still very scared to go out. So this is one of those things. We try and get together online. We start to paint online. Oh, by the way, we are also going to revive that perspective workshop in the next couple of weeks for those who are interested, because that one was suspended simply because of some objection from some people, because they say I use their name. So, but we're going to go back to doing perspective workshops again without using their name. I'll post it in Facebook next week. Okay, there we go. There you go. Let me see now. You know, in the foreground, this is the part when you can actually spend another 3 or 4 hours just to do the texture here if you like. Yeah, because this is the closest to the viewer. So at the moment, what you're getting is an overall feeling of clouds in the sky. You got to have you have this feeling of water, and this area is basically just a reflection. This area, like I say, if you like, you can actually spend a lot of time just doing in putting textures for the rocks. This area, I presume, is going to be rocky. All right, we are almost there. I know it seems a bit fast, yeah. Like they say, time flies when you're having fun. I'm just putting in some highlights on the hill. These are hills, by the way, distant hills. Right, see? All right. So we have managed to paint until this stage. There you go. The things that you can do, you can add in, like I say, a small boat here. You can add in birds flying. Yeah. In front, if you like, you can put in rocks, you can put in seashells. But these are closest here. Yeah. But those are things that will take you another 2 or 3 hours just to do that. All right. So you have your sky, you have your colors. So we are practically done. All right, we're gonna spend maybe about 15 minutes just looking through all the things that has been done. And since there are very few of you, so it's not too difficult. I think there were actually quite a few more who were registered but didn't show up either, because I don't know what, I did not lock out anybody. I did not lock out anybody. Maybe they are late. All right, let's have a look. Yeah, I'm gonna start off with Pure Life Society, since a group of you are all there, I'm going to put you last, yeah? I'm going to show Fazila first. Fazila has got some very nice one just now. Fazila, I'm going to spotlight Fazila first, yeah? Hold on.
Okay, now we are doing a bit of detailing. Like I say, I think this is the kind of thing that requires a lot of time to detail. So what we've done so far in the 2 hours is been just the broad strokes, as I say. I always say it's a broad strokes. And for a painting to get to the level where it really truly dazzles and becomes alive, there's still a lot more work, you know. So sometimes it's not just the time that you put in. It's not just the work, the 2 hours you've just put in. That's certainly not enough. It may look good on the small screen, but if you want it to really stand out, you need to add details. And like they always say, the devil is in the detail. See, now we are making it, more and more colors are coming in. this is a time when you actually spend solitary hours just to paint in all the details. And well, I miss the whole bunch of you listening out there. So sometimes it's a bit weird to be painting and talking alone. Yeah, but that's what it is most of the time, you know, for artists who actually work on projects. Many lonely hours. You don't always get people around you, and nobody likes to sit here and watch paint dry, as they say. So this one will probably be speeded up later, but I'm just putting in some additional detail. Yep. Okay, if I go a bit silent, please understand I'm alone here. Nobody's watching me, but just doing a lot of little bits and pieces here, right? So we're just adding in reflected light. There'll be red, there'll be yellow, there'll be blue. Okay, just give me a minute. Okay, what I'm doing right now is I'm going to use black for the very first time, simply because I wanted some more contrast here. Yeah, this is one of those very few times I use black. Usually I discourage people from using black, but because we are dealing with a lot of dark surfaces here, I'm going to just use a little bit. I don't use a lot, it's just that little bit of let me see, that little bit, just to enhance the dark. It's quite difficult to tell the effect until I actually put it on the canvas. Take a look, yeah. I don't know whether you can see it or not. There, take a look. This is just to make the dark darker. But we're only going to apply this in the foreground because the background is going to be not so black. That is also to give the scene a sense of depth, because when some object is further away, it's a little bit more faded, I guess. So I'm using the brush here to create textures. Take a look. Yep. So by adding a bit of black, it does give the scene a little bit of added depth and make it a little bit more 3D. Take a look at this. So it's only when you put black on top of the dark color, then you realize the contrast. Yeah, because early on it looks quite dark, but the moment I add black on top, you can immediately see that I can make it even darker. Take a look. You know? So it's good to actually use black to bring contrast to something. So it's only for the foreground, only in this area. So the amount of black that I use is that little bit. Yep. Alright. So it's actually more, the effect is a lot more visual here, because it's very hard to explain stuff like this until you see it. Okay. So I'm still using the colors without water. Alright, there you go. So the black will go only so far as this area, I guess. So I use a lot of dry brush just to make it look rough and textured. See, the dry brush meaning the paint is almost dry, but it still leaves a stain. So when you actually push, yeah, that's it, you know. Okay. Okay, so look at this. I'm adding in the textures now. Okay, I just wanted to also point out here, because I'm actually working with black, and I'm going very detailed, so I'm actually using a little bit of water to dilute the paint so that I can go a little bit thinner. Otherwise the paint is going to be very blobby, and like places like this, I want a thin line. Yep. Okay. Okay. Just make a confession. Yeah. Reason why I'm doing this very silently today is because I'm actually listening to. I'm part of the virtual fan festival in Malaysia and Singapore right now. I'm listening to some comic artists. I'm watching them and listening to them. So I'm a little bit distracted, but like I say, things like this sometimes I can be listening to something, but my hands are still doing touch up. I'm gonna do detail. So the only thing is sometimes maybe if I don't talk too much, it's simply because I'm listening to what's this girl? She's talking about her comic artwork. You know, Recta Lim. Yep, that's her. And she's there's an ongoing discussion about her work. So in these times like this, sometimes artists work alone, you know, and they do it, but listening to something else, so they are quiet. So you understand why I'm a bit quiet today, all right? So but I'm actually still working on stuff and all that. All right, there you go. So in this particular instance, I already got black, but you can see I don't use a lot. Like it's just a little touch, and I'm using a bit of water so that I can draw thin lines. Yeah, a little bit more detail. The detailing here is simply because it's in the foreground. Yeah, so in the background it's not so obvious. Even if I wanted to use a bit of black in the background, I'll just add a bit of water. So in a sense, it's also a little bit of like watercolor. Okay, it's probably not so strong, all right, but that's okay then. Yeah, because the real black is going to be in the foreground. The background is just enhancement, that's all. All right. So you probably can't hear what I'm listening to because I got this earphone here. I'm listening to the commentary on the earphone. All right. Okay, detailing. Okay, that's it for now.
That's it lah. Come. You're frozen or what? Come. Tengok. Wow. Hey, you use black or what? Your contrast is so super nice, leh. Huh? But that's very nice. Thank you, Fasila. That's so nice. Okay, I'm gonna go to Dr. Sania. Okay or not, Dr. Sania? Macam mana?
This time I feel like a disaster.
Not lah, don't worry lah.
I feel so tired doing this
No
today.
lah.
I
Okay.
feel very so
Okay.
I
All right. Hey. Okay. That's very good. Okay. Like I say, I think overall you're pretty good. Except I think your reflection of your sun, yeah, is a bit slanting, left to right as you go towards the bottom. Maybe it's because of the way you're presenting it, and the horizon actually at the end of the day just straighten it very easy only lah. I think you're basically everything is there except for the highlights.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry.
Yeah.
lah.
Touch up here and there.
Yeah,
It's
little
very
bit here and
exhausting.
there. Yeah
I
lah.
mean, seriously, so
So
exhausted.
after this, you take your time just to add in your details. I think you're fine. I'm going to be uploading a video of this maybe by tomorrow or day after.
All right. Yeah, I need to refer again.
Yeah lah. So relax a bit lah. Don't pressure yourself. I know this is very fast today. Very like I say, time flies when you're having fun.
Okay.
Okay. Relax a bit. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm going to Xiaoping. Xiaoping, how are you doing? Oh, okay. You got it very well, Xiaoping. So the only thing is, like I say, you want to add details, like in the foreground, you can add little bit more detail to the rocks. You can add, like I say, you can add boats or some seashell in the foreground because that one is right next to you. Yeah, I think you've done pretty good. All right, congratulations. All right, who else are there? Let me check. I got, now I'm going to Pure Life Society. Pure Life Society has 10 kids, yeah, I think. Wow, okay, so today you're going to have fun just painting. I tell you, the next time you want to join me, you let me know earlier so I can just get some colors and canvas to you. Okay, but today I think some of you painted on box board, on carton boards. But I mean, I can't tell the difference because it looks very nice. So just play with the colors. Yeah, I think it's just a play on colors, and some of you got it pretty good. And it's all a matter of, like I say, practice. Yeah. So I mean, it's a nice way to spend a Saturday morning, you know. Better than sleeping, right?
Thank you very much.
Okay. It's so nice. Yeah, Sheena, you get the group together. You take a photo for them, send to me lah.
Yeah, can.
Okay, I'm glad you all had did something. Each of you has got a piece of personal artwork today. And some of you, I think, are doing it for the very first time, right?
Yeah,
Okay, that's very good. Keep it up.
today only they join.
All right, so we are all done. Rachel Tan, you want to show what you've done, or you want to show me privately? Nicole also very shy on. She does very good work, but she doesn't want to show until later. Yeah. Okay. And I think we have hopefully done something that's nice today. I will post this online tomorrow or day after. It depends because sometimes the video I need to edit a bit. But thanks very much for joining us today. I hope you all had a good time.
Stanley,
Yes,
thank you very much.
you're very welcome. Who is that saying thank you to me?
Sheena,
Sheena.
of Your Life Society.
Okay, I will connect with you later on, yeah? Okay, Sheena?
Yeah.
All right. And please answer your WhatsApp, huh?
Next time you just WhatsApp to me. Yeah.
Okay.
You will live with me.
Okay, and send my regards to Mother Mangalam, yeah?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. She also never answered me the last few days.
Oh, maybe she's resting.
Yeah, lah, she tired, I know. Okay, I have a very good weekend, everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
Children enjoyed the class.
Yeah, lah.
Thank you, Stan. Thank you.
Hey, Dr. Sanya, you get your granddaughter also involved, lah. She won't kacau you, you know.
Very difficult to very difficult piece, right? I'm not sure.
Okay.
And I'm not sure that I'm going to join if it's very difficult.
But that's okay. Thank you everybody for coming, and I will post everything online in about 2 days. Okay,
All right.
have a good weekend.
You too.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye bye.
Bye.